Hey guys, Infidel 1258 here. Today I'm going to share with you a clip from a recent members-only private event. If you want to participate in these live events, check out the members page, get involved at whatever level you're interested at, and you can be invited to these weekly live events. But in this one, we're going to talk about my 2 hopes and my 3 concerns for Splinterlands over the next 12 months. These are the 2 things I'm most excited about and the 3 things I leave a lingering degree of concern in my heart for this game. I'm convinced we're going to survive it. All my chips are in, but let's be real about this. There are concerns. It makes sense to be thoughtful about them. I hope you'll stick around for this video. Thanks guys. Have an amazing day. God bless. I'm pumped. And there's really in front of us. It's like I don't know if you guys are, sports fans, but I'm not even, but I used to be. And so I know the feeling of like the big game is coming and you're so excited to see your team perform and you really sincerely hope and believe that they can hit a home run and win in a massive fashion. And I feel like my team is Splinterlands and that the moment in front of us is that opportunity. That doesn't mean I feel 100% confident that they will hit a home run, but it does mean that I'm excited, really excited to see them try. And I'm talking about Rebellion launch. I'm talking about Battle Wagon. I'm talking about the code involved because there's lots of code in this tactics and the multicolor summoners. Because there's all kinds of interchange and weird stuff that can happen with those things. So getting it right and getting it right immediately is going to be it's going to be a big check mark. It's going to be an opportunity for a new win. And then of course land. And I feel like they've stopped talking about land and we've stopped asking questions because we're so distracted by Rebellion, which is cool. That's okay. Let's take a breather on all the stress around land. But man, let's get it out. Because I think in particular, the tension around what Rebellion is representing and how it's already driven DEC like near peg. Where are we today? Look at that, 940 Splintoshis right now. That is a huge leap forward. And it's almost certainly in big part, it's a product of the buying pressure to accumulate the DEC so that people can buy Rebellion packs and prepare for land at the same time. This has always been something I've appreciated about the game. When they attack you from 2 angles, they give you an excitement over here with land and simultaneously over here with Rebellion. What they do is they create this tension that you can't really do both, but it creates this eagerness, this FOMO, this excitement because they actually are both pulling in the same direction. I heard one criticism that I want to raise in this moment that I want to give more sort of I want to magnify. We saw Walking Keys came on. You guys might have seen, I did the 2-hour live the other day. Walking Keys was on at the last 30 minutes. And in the last 30 minutes, I clipped that, I edited it out. So hopefully if you haven't watched it, go watch it. But I just want to magnify one point that he made because I am excited about how Land and Rebellion are coming together. I'm excited how each could be a home run. And I'm excited about how each is pulling us in the same direction, which is flywheel activation, right? Because both are exacerbating DEC supplies, exhausting DEC supplies, and creating a place where we need to start burning SPS. It's not happening yet, but I really believe they're both pushing us in that direction. So I'm excited, but Walking Keys made an amazing point, and I have to give it more sort of voice because I think I haven't heard anybody else say this. As great as it is that Rebellion launched, the pre-sale did well, 250,000 packs sold in 8 hours. And, we're probably going to see one big volley toward the end because people are going to be fighting for those legendary summoners. And people like me are getting their money together and they'll buy more. So I think we'd probably sell 350,000 packs before the pre-sale's done, maybe 450,000 packs. I could see us selling out, but I kind of don't think that's not my base case. That's awesome. That's a success. That's runway. That's money in the DAO. I'm pumped about that. But the downside is clearly that a lot of people, myself included, took DEC away from land to put towards Rebellion. And so that is a question mark long term because Well, for one thing, DEC put into the DAO is DEC that will one day be spent. It's not really taken out of circulation in the same way land would do. DEC put in the hands of Splinterlands is DEC that will get spent. They'll get sold on our heads at some point. It's just that's runway money. They have to liquidate at some point. Hopefully they wait until the next bull market. But man, it is theoretically a concern that DEC is not out of circulation. It's in pockets that will one day spend it. Versus land, which was a sink. It's not a reallocation of DEC. It's a sink for DEC. What do I mean? Well, land is theoretically going to absorb 7.5 billion DEC, 50,000 per plot, 150,000 plots, 7.5 billion DEC. That will never come out again. Now, I know that's not entirely true, but imagine you own 100 plots of land. Imagine you own 1 plot of land, and let's say you put 15,000 DEC into it, and you start staking on it. You start, extracting rewards from it. Whether you own 1 plot or 100 plots, the same is true. You're going to activate the land, and you're not going to pull it out in 3 weeks. It's going to be like a multi-year deal where you're upgrading it and you're getting rewards from it and you're enjoying the rewards. And then and then items and spells are going to come and you're going to be blown away by what those are going to do for you. And so you're actually going to want more land, just like we do with the monster cards in the game. You don't get a few cards and think, okay, I'm good. Tell the truth. You always want more. And that's kind of the joy and that's part of that, the special secret sauce of Splinterlands. Further up and further in is built into the code. It's essentially you are invited to acquire more and more, and there's a carrot on a stick that invites you in deeper into the system. And so if you've got 1 plot, 10 plots, 100 plots, you're going to start to get to a place at some point where you feel you've saturated those, and that's going to require DEC sync, and that DEC is not coming out. You're not going to go 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, build your rewards, start building buildings on the land, and then just go, no, I'm good, and pull it all out. That's almost never going to happen. Some people will, because they'll want to sell because of real life costs or whatever the case may be. Sure. But what I'm saying is this is a sink in a way that when we put DEC in Splinterland's hands by buying Rebellion packs, that's not a sink. That's just putting it in their hands, and they're going to have to sell it. Maybe they won't sell it until the next bull market, but they still have to sell it. And so this is Walking Key's idea. I give him all the credit for it, but it's just worth thinking about, because as much as I'm pumped about how Rebellion and Land are launching at the same time, it does raise this unique concern that we've taken DEC out of Land. Some of us have, myself included, and we've put it into Rebellion packs, and that's awesome. But it's not the same, and it isn't going to push us toward Flywheel in the same way. And we do have to wonder, how is that going to boomerang and come back at us? Because man, if there is a bull market in the next 6 months or 9 months, Splinterlands will sell the DEC and we won't feel it. But if there's no bull market in the 6, 9, 12 months from now, they are going to need runway. That's a crypto asset they could sell. If they have to sell it at a loss theoretically, or even forget about at a loss, even if it's at peg, which I don't think, if we're not in a bull market, DEC won't be at peg. I think we need ongoing pressure. We need ongoing income to keep it there. And it's not going to get there nor stay there if we don't have that bull market pressure. So I'm saying, let's just, if it isn't a bull market, then what's going to happen? They're going to have to sell into bear market and make that DEC number go even farther down. That's a concern. We have to be real about that. What's up? That's Walking Key's thought that he raised the other day, and I think it makes a lot of sense. So I have 2 concerns right now. No, I have 3 concerns about what could happen with Splinterlands. These are my only 3 concerns. 1, that Land gets delayed longer, and Rebellion 2. The concern is truly delay. We need these things to launch now. So concern number 1 is unnecessary delay. Concern number 2 is the one I just mentioned, how Land is being, maybe the wind in the sails of Land is being diminished because of Rebellion and how that's operating with DEC. I think that's going to be okay. I think both of these are going to be okay, but these are concerns on my radar. And finally, you've heard me talk about this before, but when we get to DEC peg, when we get to 50 liquidity pools in Land, what that's going to mean is we're going to start seeing SPS Flywheel. And my third and final concern for Splinterlands in the medium to long term is that the SPS will reach higher price points, 50 cents a dollar. I think that those are realistic. And when they do, people will burn SPS. Well, regardless, all along the way, because of how Flywheel works, that we're going to be burning SPS when we're at PEG because we need more DEC. But that act of burning SPS is going to drive SPS prices higher. And then that's going to mean some people will burn just to get into DEC. So we're talking about creating a ton of DEC. And every time SPS goes up, you get more DEC for it. Like, it's conceivable that one SPS could be worth $1, and that would be 1,000 SPS. It's nowhere near that right now. So I'm saying the number of SPS that exists could make a crazy amount of DEC if things go crazy with SPS price. And I actually believe it could. This is awesome, because it means your SPS bag will shoot to the moon. It means our game will grow in exciting new ways. Cards and rental prices, all of that is going to be awesome, awesome, awesome. But the concern I'm trying to articulate is that the downstream concern is that you have created a path to inflation on DEC that is meaningful and concerning. So those are my 3 concerns for Splinterlands, medium and long term. And really, frankly, I don't think any of them are going to be deal breakers, because I do think we're gonna avoid delay. I do think Rebellion launching now had to happen, even if it did take some wind out of the sails of land. But I still think land's going to go well. And lastly, even though DEC is going to be overly inflated during the next SPS bull market, I just think the mechanic is such that what you'll see is massive spike. And of course, just like everything in every kind of crypto, huge drop off. So for me, yes, that's concerning, but I'm thinking it through now so I can prepare myself, because if SPS goes crazy, I'm going to liquidate some of it, because I don't want to be holding SPS or DEC in a future, like into the next bear market. That doesn't mean I won't sell my cards. Or sorry, that doesn't mean I will sell my cards. It doesn't mean I'll sell my land. It doesn't mean I'll stop playing the game. What I'm saying is I predict a hurdle that will hurt for a while. And then we'll see through a new bear market, not this bear market, a new bear market. I would expect another resurgence at some point. But I'm just saying, these are things I'm thinking through even now. And it's all tied together with my excitement with Rebellion and whatnot.